So there's a lot of coaches out there, trainers, spouting their beliefs about how people should train. People should do CrossFit. People should do high rocks. People should run a marathon. People should strength train. People should do bodybuilding. Blah, blah, blah. What you should do is a you-specific training program that involves aspects of all of the above. So you should be doing everything that a human is able to do, every movement that humans are designed to do in your training program. You should do strength training. You should do some form of running. You should do some form of carrying and climbing and throwing. So there's 6 foundational movements that humans are supposed to be able to do. Those are squat, lunge, hinging from the hip, pulling, pushing, and locomotion, carrying. Those two sort of intertwined. And there's an argument to be said for the 7th one, which is rotating, twisting at the hip, twisting at the waist. Those foundational movements should be, funnily enough, the foundation to your training. Have those foundations in place, and then you can look at more specific stuff. So let's put an example out there. I started my training journey as a 14-year-old boy. 14-year-old skinny boy, scrawny arms, scrawny legs, long skinny body. Nothing to me. My breathing is going to get hard here because I'm going up a hill. But so, did I start doing bodybuilding? Or did I start doing strength training? Or did I start doing CrossFit, blah, blah, blah? No. I looked at, on my own, I studied what all the magazines said at the time, and I done all the foundational work. I grabbed barbells and dumbbells. I done bench press. I done press ups. I done bent over rows. I done standing shoulder press. I done squats. I done lunges. And I done stiff leg deadlifts. Those were all the exercises that I'd done as a kid. And then, when I was 16, I joined a gym. And at the gym, I started to incorporate a little bit more of the bodybuilding style work. This helped me build muscular endurance and muscle mass, which then transferred into strength, which then transferred into my sport training which at the time was skateboarding, mountain biking, BMXing, made all of that so much easier. Then as I got older, into my 20s, I looked at more endurance sports, specifically fitness racing, Tough Mudder, Spartan, Total Warrior. Whilst I was training for these, did I do all the exercises that these races had? Or did I do strength training, bodybuilding, and adding in running? Well, as you might be able to tell from my tone there, that's exactly what I did. I was a 20-year-old man. I was looking at trying to get laid. I was wanting to be fit, wanting to be strong, wanting to have a physique, but I was also wanting to do well in these races. So the only thing that I added in that was specific to the race was what I'm doing now. And I ran. I added in running to my training. And no, I didn't do splits. I didn't do intervals. I just done what I'm doing now. I ran at a pace where I could talk. My breathing was slightly heavier. But I would run at a conversational pace, and I would increase my time. And I would usually do this back in the day after I had done my strength training and my bodybuilding, because those were my main focus. Building the physique was my main focus. So that was basically the whole point of me saying this, is try not to get confused by all these online coaches, online trainers trying to sell you their program. Look at what your goals are. Look at what your level of fitness and training is, and then make a decision from there. If your goal is to run a marathon, you do not need to be doing bodybuilding. If your goal is to run a Hyrox, which by the way mine isn't, I got this after doing a Hyrox. I've never done one since. I enjoyed it, but I've just not went into it. Anyway, if your goal is to do a Hyrox, get better at doing running, and then once your foundation of running is at a good base, that's when you'll start to add in things like 1k splits, 500 metre sprints, ski erg and sled push. That's when you start to add all that in. But before that, get your foundation right. Get your strength, get squats done, get lunges done, deadlifts, bent over rows, pull-ups, whatever variation of pull-up you're able to do. You don't need to be able to do a pull-up on a barbell. If you are only able to do lat pull-downs, that is absolutely fine as well. That is a form of a pull-up. That is building the muscles for a pull-up. TRX row or suspension trainer row, exact same thing. Get those foundations right. Once they're built up, and by the way, that takes years to get those perfected. So if you're saying that you're building your foundations and it's only over 6 weeks, you're only at the start. When you start to see the results after 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12, whatever, you're at the beginning. You still do not need to add in the specifics. But yeah, build your foundations, then add in the more specific exercises. So I hope that has reduced any confusion and made training a little more, hope it's made it make more sense. Build your foundations, look to what your goals are, add in the specifics eventually to what your specific goal is. If your goal is a marathon, you need strength training because your joints are going to get absolutely beaten up with all the running. So you need strength training. You don't need bodybuilding. You don't need bicep curls and tricep extensions and bench press. But if your goal is to get better at running and have a good physique, then you can have them added in. But it has to be done the right way. And I can talk about that at another time. I don't want to cause any more confusion. So yeah, build your foundations, then add the specifics in. Hope that all makes sense. I hope you are a little bit less confused. And if you would like to get more help and not do this on your own, send me a message and we can organise a call to discuss your goals, discuss your life, and we can get started on some training together. All right, have a good one.